Hello everyone and welcome to Bevan's Bricks, and because it is a nasty day outside, and I mean extremely nasty day outside, I thought, you know what, it'll be fun to go ahead and continue on with my daily Bugle build. I thought, well, since I am doing this anyway, I might as well go ahead and stream live while I'm building it. I'm loving the build so far. Hey Ninja Master Nick, how you doing? John Garrett. Nope, I think Ninja Master beat you. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sundays. It is a miserably hot day where I am. And that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to stay indoors where I'm nice and cool. I have to say, because I built this earlier, this is the taxi cab from the Daily Bugle set. I love this taxi, and I honestly think I'm going to be duplicating a bunch of those for my city because it's just a really great look. Nightwolf 17, how are you, my friend? Hopefully Alex will come along, because I know that's, you guys love to chat and stuff during the live streams. I am just trying to do some general sorting as I'm dumping some of this out, just to make things a little quicker for me. But again, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I really want to get this building put together so I can start modifying it fairly soon, I hope. David Dunnigan, how are you, my friend? James Jackson, hello. Papa's Bricks, how you doing? Everything is great for me. I hope it's great for you as well, my friend. And there we go. Whoop. I hope everybody's not getting smoked out too bad with the weather, because man, I know it's crazy hot outside. At least it's really hot where I live anyway. It's like, wow. And that's why I thought I'm staying indoors today. I do not want to do anything outside. John Garrett is asking if I would be interested in some of the 1x1 round plates with the hole in the center. I love that part. I use the daylights out of it. I currently don't have a lot of white, but it is a part that I use frequently. So yes, that is a great part. 1, 2. It's great for a lot of different things because it allows you a lot of flexibility with a lot of different builds. 1, 2. Why doesn't that look right? There we go. As a matter of fact, the little round plate with the 1x1 with the hole is generally a common part used to like hold plants in the planters. Is a good use for them. Nightwolf says he wishes he had enough money to buy this set. It is a very cool set, I have to say. I am extremely impressed with it so far. I would imagine at some point you'll be able to catch it on sale, Nightwolf. I mean, that's just a guess, mind you. But if I ever do catch it on sale, I will definitely post it on my community tabs, which I try to do with any build that I find that's the discounted price, because I know a lot of people can't afford to pay the full retail on a lot of these sets, so I always try to help people out anytime that I see what I consider to be a really good deal anyway. Because I know a lot of people can't afford to pay the premium price on it, because this is an expensive set. I will be the first to admit it. But it's definitely a set that I would recommend. Just on the minifigures that come with this set, I would recommend this set, because it is a crazy cool set, and it has an insane, and I mean insane, amount of minifigs. And they are some very cool minifigs, to say the least. And speaking of which, I got ahead of myself on building, and I forgot to put the minifigs together for this level. So let me go back. Where is, there his is, there do... Can't forget that. one of the news reporters. Greg, how are you, my friend? Glad you could join. Awesome, John. Thank you so much. That's awesome of you to do that. I am Clark says, only a few minutes late. Woohoo. Papa's Brick says, we got tons of rain and it's cold here in Texas. Really? 70 degrees in Texas? Oh my God. It's like 90 out right here where I'm at right now. Michael says, on vacation in Brazil and enjoying my double winter this year. I see Texas feels like 100. That's the thing with Texas. Even though the temperature's probably low, their humidity is nuts. So even if it is a lower temperature, it still feels like a crazy, crazy heat. That's one state that I have to say I would not want to live in just because of the heat index they have there. It is nuts. And I still haven't, because I know a lot of people have asked, I still haven't posted the White Castle yet, but I'm hoping that'll be posted by the end of the day today. Because I got a bunch of people that are wanting, they said they want to purchase the instructions for that, and I hope to have that up this afternoon sometime. But I also really, really, really want to get this built. So I'm pushing through with this. And I'm loving how much they have separated the parts with this, because I am still used to the days of when they would just put, even when they would separate it, it would just be a ton of parts for one bag. And they, in my opinion, with this set, have done an amazingly good job at keeping the parts sorted and organized to make the floors go a lot quicker. And then I have Spider-Man kind of going on in the background over here. Oh, Papa's Brick says West Texas is more of a dry heat, so it's not bad. Well, that's good to hear. I just assume anywhere in Texas was just crazy heat as far as the humidity and all that. Especially with you being so close to the ocean. Easy Craftsman, how are you, my friend? Hope you're doing well today. Me and Easy have a little competition going right now. I'm trying to play catch up with him on his Instagram because he's got like 60,000 followers on his Instagram. And his channel has been growing like crazy. And I just started a few days ago. And he thinks I can catch and pass him fairly quickly. I think he's crazy, and I don't think that's going to happen. But we are going to see soon enough. And how are you, Lego Homes? Trying to keep an eye on all the comments. I apologize if I miss anything. Still trying to get used to my new setup. But I have to say it's making monitoring my streams a lot easier with the new setup, because I don't feel like I have to stare at the screen as much. I can actually just build and do stuff, which makes it more enjoyable for me anyway, because I'm able to build without losing concentration as bad. 1, 2. This is going to be one of those floors I already see I'm going to be modifying, because I would want it to be a complete floor. I don't like how they obviously have it to where it's separated for the back to come off, is what I'm assuming is why it's being built this way. When I actually go to build mine, when I modify this and make it bigger, it's still going to be a modular building, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a modular building where you pull the whole floor off. I'm not going to have it where the exterior walls come off. At least I don't fully intend on it anyway. I don't need the playability features that are included in this. I do understand why they include them, because when kids are playing with this, obviously they want to be able to access the build. So I totally get it, but for me, I'll never really play with it or open it, so I like to enclose the buildings. where trying to, and thank you for that, Greg, because I was kind of wondering about that. I'm trying to readjust some of my screen so it makes it a little easier for me. And say hello to my little friend. And 1, 2. The furnace, or not the furnace, but the air conditioning is kicking on. But that is a must in my opinion, because I would not want to be out here if the air wasn't working. Not today anyway. I can imagine it. I'm very glad that I got the air installed, because I could see where it would be a very disgusting day out here if I hadn't had it. Last year, and I know a lot of people didn't know it, I didn't have air out here last year. I had some temporary units that I would run. They were portable units. They didn't do the best job. I made it work, and I dealt with it, but having the full air conditioning unit fully installed is definitely a godsend, because now I come out here, I just hit a button, bada boom, bada bing, I have nice air. Nightwolf says he's having a Wi-Fi problem. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, excellent. Mike says nobody can even hear the air, so that's a good thing. And Greg says it'll be nice to see this build Bevanized. I'm really looking forward to doing it, because that's one of the reasons I want to get this thing built, so it'll give me some of the ideas of the changes I'm going to want to make. Building it kind of gives me an idea of the original plan design of the building. That's why I always like to build the building first, and then I will go nuts with modifications on it. Oh, really? So now, normally, because Greg was saying his basement's hot. Now, normally, like with me, my last house anyway, my basement was always the best place to go to get out of the heat. I used to hide down there. The thing I will say, though, here, for those that want to know anyway, I did a lot of work as far as my barn insulating it. And I did that intentionally. What I did, though, for my barn, because typically your house only has an R13 in the walls, and then you generally have an R19 in your ceiling. And when I built the barn, because I didn't want to have to use a lot of gas or electricity to keep it hot or cool, I insulated the daylights out of it. My walls are 6 inches thick, so I have an R19 insulation in my walls, and then my ceiling is an R38. So I mean, with my furnace and my air conditioner both, I actually went overkill on the units that I bought to heat and cool my barn. And I did that because I don't run it all day and night, because it's not a house, I'm not living in it. So when I'm at work or whatever, I have it shut off. Or like in the summer right now, I'll set my air at 80 degrees. So when I come home, I'll hit the button to get it to start cooling. And why? Oh, that's what it is, okay. To get it to start cooling, and it's literally about maybe 15-20 minutes, and boom, it is cool enough out here to just do whatever the heck you want. And I'm just so thankful that I actually did that, because it makes it very enjoyable and very tolerable out here very quickly. That. Okay, I think I got it all. Yeah, Oliver, I'd say, mind you, here in Michigan, it's I wouldn't call it record breaking. Well, it might be record breaking. It is still insanely hot here, but I don't think it's as bad as you guys are getting hit with it in the out west. Because out west, I know it's just like, man. Dave Morgan, which is one of my members. I had my private meet and greet this morning with them on meats, and he was telling me that for where he's at, and I'm trying to remember if it's Oregon, I think. But anyway, it's supposed to be 114 degrees where he was at today. And it's like, I cannot imagine a 114 degree day. That would be absolutely insane. Okay, I get it, Greg. So the humidifier creates heat. So I got you. Or dehumidifier, I should say. And Ronald says, hey, is this compatible with the modular buildings like in the beginning of the Marvel Model Street? Yes, it is. Just to show you really quickly, I know I built part of this last night in a live stream. But if you were to put this in your city with the modular buildings, here are your 2 clips for the right side. And there's your 2 pins for the left side. So if you wanted to put modular buildings and click it up to it, there's already pins and everything built into it. So that way you can use it with your modular buildings. So to answer your question, absolutely this is compatible with the modular buildings. 1, 2, do. And Mr. Block says, why is your guys' dehumidifier cranking out heat? Mine actually keeps the basement really cool. I have to keep it on all the time to keep the moisture out. And that's how my house was. That's why I'm kind of confused by it, but it might be a different kind of unit, is what I was guessing at anyway. But I'm with you, Mr. Block. My dehumidifier always helped keep the basement cooler, because by getting the moisture out of the basement, it always helped to keep it cooler. My dehumidifier, though, only ran, if I remember correctly, and mind you, I haven't been in my other house in a while, but it only ran when the air conditioner was actually running. It wasn't something that just cycled through constantly throughout the day. So I'm sure there's different types of units, at a guess anyway. Mind you, I am not a heating and cooling person, so I don't know about all that stuff that well. I know it's the basics, enough to get me by, so I can get stuff working and running, but if I start running into major problems, I have to call a professional. And Netton says, I hope I said that right, it's getting hot everywhere in the United States. And thank you so much for the plug, Greg. And I know this is a surprise live stream, because I know a lot of people are probably thinking, what the heck is he doing? But like I said, I'm just trying to stay out of the heat right now. And so now I got that on. So now we flip it over. I'm digging the red, but even though I'm going to be ripping it off my building, I have to say I do kind of like the red color, even if I don't use it. So we're going to put that like that. And now this is going to go right there. Oliver says, did anyone hear about the high-rise collapse? Yes, in Surfside, Florida. I heard about it. There are 9 people confirmed dead. My understanding, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I read an article and it was something along the lines of there's like 150 missing. I know they rescued one boy already, and they haven't found the boy's father. He was in the building as well when it collapsed, but thank God his mother, because what it was is he was visiting his father. So thank God his mother's still alive, because the boy that they rescued, they actually sent back to his mother so he could be at home with her. I mean, how horrible, though. He still lost his father, but when I first heard about the boy that they rescued, my immediate thoughts were, oh my God, that poor kid just probably lost both his parents. So to me, even though it's not super great news, at least hearing that he has at least his mother still alive, I thought was a good thing. But yes, what a horrible, horrible tragedy. I have to say, my heart goes out to any and all of the people that have that lived through that, or that were in that. And my understanding is that was all caused by a sinkhole or something. Very, very, very crazy though. Legends Builds, hello. And and we want to do, but I know they're still excavating, still digging. The thing I was going to say though with that kid is how they found him is they could hear him screaming or yelling, and they told him to continue yelling because that was how they found him, as they were able to follow his voice to find him in the rubble. I can't imagine living through something like that. That would be nuts, to say the least. And talk about never wanting to be in a tall building again. At least I know I would never want to get in a big building again. Hey Nedum, how you doing? I am working on the Daily Bugle while I'm waiting on some part orders for some of my other projects. I thought, you know what, it's a nice day to be in my barn because it is so hot outside. And I started working on this last night, and I thought, what the heck? Let's get it out and let's get her built. So we are building it now. I'd really like to finish this today. I don't know when I'll actually start the modification process on it, but I do intend on bevanizing this to the full extent. So this building, I'm just building it right now like I do with all my mocks or all my buildings or sets. I like to build them first before I mock them out, just so I can get what I consider anyway to be a good feel for the building. That's kind of how I attack my set building anyway. And we need some windows for that. Hey, Brick Sergeant, how are you, my friend? Varen, hello, hello. Good afternoon to you. Tom, hello. How are you, my friend? I told you guys I would start trying to ramp up my live streaming. And nope, I put those on the right way. And there goes that. I really need to build me something to hold my books up so I don't get the glare off my lights that I do. Ooh, what am I doing? I'm getting way ahead of myself. I went and put all that on there. I got excited and didn't put my railings and stuff on. So let's pull that back off for a minute. Again, though, mind you, I will be ripping this off the building. It's one of the first modifications I personally intend on doing. And Brick Sergeant, thank you so much. That was awesome of you to do that donation, my friend. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Okay. There we go. Now it's working. Greg says, ramping up with Jeps. Hope all goes well. No, Oliver, like I said, my understanding is his mother is in a different location, so they were able to send the boy to his mother. So at least that was the last article I read anyway. That was what they had discovered. So I thought that was a good thing. At least he didn't lose both his parents. Still horrible. I mean, it's horrible to lose anybody, but it'd be really horrible if he was totally, lost to both. I can't imagine. That's all I can say. But I lost my father 5 years ago, and I was an adult when it happened. And I have to say, that's probably the hardest loss anybody can ever have to deal with, is the loss of their parent. Because, I mean, being the age that I am, I've lost a lot of people through my life. But losing a parent, there's no greater loss, sorrow, than losing a parent. I'm trying to, that one, and that one. Trying to get all my ducks in a row here. I love all these news tiles that they printed for this. I think it's a really nice touch. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. A Lego stand for the phone. I can totally agree with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because then you don't have to. Because I'm like when I'm on my phone, I'm always propping it with my pinky. I'm sure everybody does the same thing. I always prop it with my pinky and then I thumb through it. You know what I mean? And it's funny, from doing that, I'm getting a little divot in my pinky from constantly resting it there. I'm sure a lot of people, though, are experiencing the exact same thing I'm discussing, though. And there it is. That'll go there. No, we decided not to do the earpiece thing, Robbie. And the reason that we decided not to do that was quite simply because with the earpiece, it was actually becoming more, it made it more confusing. 'Cause we did try it, we tested it. But the problem with doing that was when they would talk, there's such a delay in the live stream that it made it confusing. And then not only that, having a bunch of things in my ear or voices in my ear while I'm trying to read and things of that nature, it just it made it almost painful for me to pay attention. So it in theory it sounded great, but unfortunately it didn't work. I know, right? Easy Craftsman said, how many people just looked at their pinky to say if they had the same thing? Well, it was funny because I just actually noticed it a few days ago, and I thought, why is my pinky? Because it's like it's getting calloused, I guess would be a good word, right there at that spot. And I'm wondering, why the heck is it calloused right there? I mean, because I have a lot of bad scars and huge knuckles and such from over the years working on cars and constantly ripping the skin off my hands, wrenching and working on engines and such. But I thought, I haven't been doing nothing new, and then it hit me. My phone. It's my cell phone. I'm resting my cell phone there. And Pleo, thank you so much. That was awesome of you. Pleo just donated $2, and it's very kind of you. Thank you so much for that donation. And yeah, like it definitely was worth a shot, Robbie. Like I said, though, it's just it became more of a nuisance in the testing anyway. Brick Sargent says, I know how it feels to lose your parents both. It was hard, but the loss of my wife was the hardest for me after 28 years of being together. And I can imagine, because I haven't had to deal with that loss. Thank you. But I can see where that would be a hard loss too. Me and my wife have been together for well, we've been married for 21 years, but we've been together for 27 years. So I could see that being something very traumatic and hard to deal with. So I definitely feel you there, Brick Sargent. Take care, Tom. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Al Wheeler says, my pinky finger is messed up, and looking as he broke the tip under the nail when it was changed. Ooh, gosh, that had to hurt. And see, again, from working on cars, because you did it while you were changing a U-joint. 'Cause that's something, it really isn't as noticeable as it used to be. This bone in my hand, I actually have a big knot right there, from losing my temper when I was a kid and being silly, getting in fights. But anyway, I broke this bone, and I always have this permanent knot here, which, like I said, now that I'm a little older, it's not as noticeable. The pinky knuckle, though, isn't as visible as it is on this hand. You can see I have the knuckles here, and it's because the bone kind of healed a little goofy. But it is what it is. At least I don't have any pain from it. I can tell you what, though, the pain from when they reset it, oh my God. God, did that hurt. I've broken a lot of bones, but having the bone reset hurt more than actually breaking the bone itself. Because I've broken both my arms, I've broken the knuckles in my hands, I've broke a no, I didn't. Was it what? 1, 2, that bone, this bone. No, it wasn't my collarbone, excuse me. It was both bones in this arm, one bone in this arm, and then one bone in this hand is everything that I've broken. It's like one of them was from when I was on of all things, from jumping off a swing set, and I landed wrong and hurt myself. The other bones, again, is just me being stupid in my youth. And I'll leave it at that, but yeah, she probably does, Mike Lamolino. I'm not going to argue that one at all. She does deserve an award for putting up with me for that many years. I know I am no picnic. Didn't even know it was broken, Al Wheeler said, until he got an x-ray for a sprain. Man. Well, see, now, like, that was with my, I'm sorry, not the hand. When I broke this bone in my arm, I honestly did not know it was broke. I didn't feel it when it broke, let me put it that way. But I knew it was broke, and how I knew it was broke, I've always drove cars with stick shifts. And the reason that I made too many of these, the reason that I knew it was broke was because when I went and got in my car and went to put my car into gear, because you have to, it was an older car, and I had to kind of push a little hard, and when I pushed it into gear, all of a sudden I had a really amazing pain in my arm. And I'm like, what in the heck? And ended up going to the doctor, and that's when I discovered that bone was broken. And it was a clean break. They say that when it's a clean break, it doesn't hurt as much. And I've been lucky, I guess, because everything that I've ever broken was a clean break. It wasn't just a fracture. The only thing is with this, the exception of this knuckle here, that was, I forget what they call it, but it was broken, it was bent. So that was why that had to be reset. And again, I would not wish that on anybody, because, oh my God, was that painful. Painful doesn't even describe how bad it felt having that thing reset. And yes, you're absolutely right, Al. We were allowed to live and learn when we grew up. That was how we did it. And Kevin said he broke his collarbone and his left arm. Mike says he broke his middle finger and it's crooked on one end. His sister run over them both when they were kids, and not from flipping it off. That was actually my first thought, was that you were flipping somebody off, is how you broke your middle finger. Nope, no pins. And you know, it's funny because my son, which mind you, my son is 21 now, but when he was in kindergarten, he was on the playground at school at recess, and he did the same thing I did. He jumped off. He was running around playing on the playground. He got to the top of the slide, and instead of sliding on the slide, he jumped off to go running. Well, when he landed wrong, broke both bones in his arm, and this one actually popped out through the skin. But when I took him in, and again, they didn't pin him either. They were able to reset it, and that was that. But when I took him in and they reset it, I was amazed because they knocked him out. Mind you, he was only 7 years old. So I know he couldn't handle the pain of that actually being reset. But when they knocked him out, I kind of looked at the doctor and I said, "That's cool that you guys actually put knock people out to do that." And he's all, "Well, what do you mean? I would think that everybody would do that." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know about you, Doc, but when I broke my arm, and mind you, when I broke my arm, it was in the 80s. So when I broke my arm, they didn't knock me out. They just, the doctor just came in, he grabbed me by the arm, and he just yanked. And I just gave it a nice big yell because it hurt like hell, and went about my business." And he's, "Oh my God, how cruel is that?" He said, "They should always knock you out for stuff like that." And I'm like, "It didn't happen to me." But either way, I was jealous though of the fact of how good they did it for my son anyway, to be able to get his reset, because he didn't experience any pain at all, which is what I thought was absolutely amazing, because I thought I was taking him there and he was going to have to deal with the pain that I had to deal with. And I was very thankful that he did not have to. And we'll put that there. I am trying to get all these little doodads and stuff all over the desks. I think that's all of them. Compound fracture, yes, that is what it's called. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah, when I picked him, because they called me, I came home from work when my son did that. They called me, and I come rushing up there as quickly as I could. And I felt so bad for him, because he looked like he was in shock, because he was just staring off into space. And the school had bandages wrapped around his arm, and then they had taken a ruler, snapped it in half, and put the ruler on either side of his arm, and then taped it until I could get there to get him. But he had to sit there for every bit of at least a half an hour before I actually got there. And I thought, oh my God, I couldn't imagine having to sit there, because I know he had to be in pain, and wait for me to get there so I could take him to the doctor. And let me get on there. There we go. Trying to get their little stickers in order. And I know I'm not missing a piece, but I feel like I am. I'm trying to. It's clear, that's why. Okay. That makes more sense. Thought I was missing a piece for a second. And that'll go there. Well, that's a nice little build for a lamp. I like it. That's the thing I love about all these little tiny pieces. You can really add some unique little details with all the little decent pieces that they make now. And that'll go here. And we'll turn that like that. And I got that. I got that. Just double checking myself before I go forward. Think we're good. Yes, you're absolutely right, Greg. It is absolutely quite amazing what your brain will protect you from, because the shock of that, just your body immediately goes numb, so you don't have to experience it. Simple Random Stuff says, "Hey Bevins, long time no see. If you still remember me." I do remember the name Simply Random, but yes, it has been a long time since I've talked to you, and I hope you're doing well. Guy Meyer, hey, how you doing? Thanks for signing in. Al Wheeler says, "Skin punctures through the skin reminds me of when a rod goes through the side of a block." Yeah, that's damaging for a motor. It's never pretty. I've had the pleasure of experiencing that with a couple VWs, and it just blows the engine apart, to say the least. Easy Craftsman says he crushed his ankle once and broke the bone in 3 spots. Jesus. Didn't feel any pain until I tried to walk on it. Then I knew I had to sit back down. It's crazy how that is, though, isn't it? That you don't realize it until, like you said, until all of a sudden you're feeling extremely Why? Yes. Until you're feeling the extreme amount of pain and you're like, holy crap. And like you said, sitting back down. And that goes. So I did that. I need to put this here. And you know what? I probably need to get that a little bit better in camera. Glad to hear you're doing good, Guy. Absolutely, Greg. I thought that was a very cool little build. I have seen other builds in the past, but they're using a lot more unique parts than I've seen it done in the past. And I just dropped a piece, and I don't even know what... Oh, it was my green bottle. And I don't see where it went. And... Oop, I just heard it. There it is. It must have been stuck in my pants. So I know I watched it roll out of the corner of my eye. There we go. And Guy Meyer says he's good. Kevin Waslin says, when I tore my rotator cuff apart, I really only felt the pop until I tried to use it. I can imagine that. Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't want to imagine that. How's that sound? 16, 16, 15, 15. Let me get some of these stickers on real quick. I got to do 2 16s. Takes me just a moment to get them placed. And another 16. And 2 15s. And I will come back to the comments momentarily after I get all these stickers applied. I'm blind as a bat, so I have to overly focus. And I need a 17 and an 18. The 17 and an 18 goes sideways. There's that one. And there's that one. Now let me grab my glasses so I can try and pop these guys all on. Did I do that right? No. That goes there. And that goes there. And we do 15. 15. I have to say, this definitely has a newsroom feel about it with all of these TV monitors they have you put everywhere in the build. Very, very cool. And I'm going to go one. There we go. Very cool. Just kind of showing you guys what I just put up there. There's all different kinds. Now it's stickers in the center, and I don't know why that ain't focusing so well. It doesn't want to do its thing. But anyway. Hey, Prius, how you doing? He says, do you believe that NWO does exist? I'm not sure what NWO is. Guy says, I have had my rotator cuff broke before. It's not as bad as a gallbladder removal. I would not want to experience a gallbladder removal. Maddox, hey, how you doing? Thanks for signing in. Kevin says, I'm off to the Lego store. I'm jealous, Kevin. So in a sense, we're all going with you. Yeah, you could say that. We're all with you in spirit anyway, because I know I would love to go to the Lego store. I just don't want to drive that far, is quite simply what it is. I've been lazy lately. That drive, by the time I get home, when I do go to the Lego store, by the time I get home, I am so tired that it's just like, holy crap. And that's why when I do go, uh, it's usually a very expensive trip. And I do not like, oh, I see, I didn't put it right there. As I say, I don't like it when I see one of those pieces like that missing. Everything else is a normal extra piece. And these are for another level. Okay, now I'm good. So now let's go on to book number 7. Do I believe that there's a new world order? Basically, yeah, there is a new world order. So I guess you could say I believe in that. Kevin says mine is pretty close. Doodle-doo. I say new world order. I'm talking about, though, with the trade agreements and everything that are everywhere. Everything's just a different world today. And Hunter says, I love your videos, and thank you so much, Hunter. Varen says, I never need to go to the Lego store. I just use Target and Amazon. That is where most of my Lego comes from, is Amazon, actually. Amazon, and then also Walmart is my local store. I do like to go to the Lego store when I can, specifically for parts, the part wall anyway. Just quite simply because if you go to the Lego store, you're going to get VIP points, and VIP points is never a bad thing. Because then when you get the VIP points, they transfer to cash off your next set. And how could that be bad? And sorry, I just smacked the microphone. I see the wife is giving me the couple-minute warning. I'm going to stream at least for another 10-15 minutes, and then I'm probably going to call it a day. Just giving you guys a little heads up on that. And that was a good call, Greg. I was trying to be cautiously optimistic. So yes, good call. And there we go. Another minifig ready to go. And let's start putting this bad boy together. Guy says he thinks that I have a more expansive city than yours. I've never seen your city, so I'm not sure. I can say, though, that my city is only just begun. Kind of like Cher. We've only just begun. When I'm done, I intend my city to be extremely huge. It's just because originally I was going to build a much bigger display table than I have. And what I did is I kind of pulled back a little bit, I guess would be the best way to explain it. Because if I built the display area that I intend on covering, I felt like it would have made me a nervous wreck to try and be in a hurry to cover everything up and fill it up as fast as possible. And I want to take my time and enjoy my hobby. I don't want to rush building my city. And I want to get the existing table that I have fully covered. And now that I've invested and ventured into lighting, I want to get it illuminated with everything that I have on there as well. And then I'm going to start looking into adding the table sizes and adding to the city and all that fun stuff. But I thought, as opposed to trying to make myself feel rushed, I'm going to take my time with it and just slowly go at it. And when I'm all said and done, though, the total display size of my city, and mind you, this is going to be years and years and years in the making, because like somebody else just said, a Lego city is never done. my total size, though, my goal is I want to actually have 500 square feet of actual city displayed. And it will take a small fortune to do it, but I'm not trying to do it any super fast or anything. So taking my time, enjoying the process, enjoying the hobby, and I will get there when I get there is basically how I look at it. And enjoy the process of doing it. And that's awesome, Hunter. Guy says, I have only sets of mocks from every year. I have only sets of mocks from every year. Declan says, Lego cities never end, and you are absolutely right. Easy Craftsman says, when you say it's only just begun, that scares me. Says, okay, I'm taking the under 1 year bet. I still say it'll take me at least a year to catch up to you, Easy. You have an awesome TikTok. I really do enjoy your TikTok, and you do a fantastic job, and you do some great interaction with your audience and all that. So, give yourself some credit where credit's due, my friend, because you do deserve it, and I feel you are going in the right direction, buddy. So keep up the awesome work you are doing with your channel on TikTok. And just for those of you, I'm talking, if you've never seen it, check out Easy Craftsman. I'm going to start talking about it just so you can stay ahead of me. Check out Easy Craftsman's TikTok. Hey, Kyle, how are you, my friend? Guy Martin says you all have the lights. That's what I mean. Oh, I gotcha. And Hunters, I already read that comment. I think I caught up on everything. Everybody's saying hi to Kyle, and how you doing, Kyle? 1, 2... Did I? 2. Yes, I did that right. Okay. Now, this is their version of a water bottle. I kind of like it. It isn't done yet, so I'll give you my thoughts when it is. I made mine a little differently. This is pretty cool, though, I have to say. It's almost overly complicated, though. The way that I do my water bottles, I actually have it to where I have 2 spouts out in the front. I still like it, though. I like how they did the bottle itself. I think that's pretty cool. Let's get that guy in there. So it's not a bad looking build. I like that now that I'm looking at it more. I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One thing I can tell you that I would have changed, because they are using a lot of unique parts to make this particular set. This being specifically one of them. It's a 1x1x2 tall snot brick with studs on the front, or studs on the side, however you want to call it. Anyway, to me, to hold those railroad track pieces on, which is what these are for, you don't need that many, and I will probably be altering the daylights out of that myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Because to me, you only need like one of these at the top and one of these at the bottom to actually hold your railroad tie piece onto the side of the building. And these parts can be saved for other builds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is going to be another change that I will be changing when I do the building to modify it. Mr. Block says, I've heard a bunch of stuff about TikTok, but I don't have it. It's different, I have to say. I've only really been posting on it seriously for about a week, and I have one video that all of a sudden exploded, and in a matter of 24 hours I gained like 2,000 subscribers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'll be the first to admit I'm only using it basically as another way to try and promote and drive traffic to my YouTube channel. I still think it's a very cool app, because I actually get on that app and just start thumbing through people's videos, and I can get lost on there for hours. It's just, I think what the allure of it, at least for me, is it's like instant gratification. That is exactly what TikTok basically revolves around is instant gratification. Because as you're watching it, I mean, it's 10, 15-second clips or whatever, and then you just thumb to the next one. And there's just so many hilarious people on there. I like to watch a lot of different twisted things, I guess would be a good way to put it. So, depends on your sense of humor, depends on what you're into, would depend on if you would like it or not. But I personally think it's a pretty cool app. I do like YouTube in the aspect of teaching and things like that because, like you were, you can get more information out. With TikTok, that's the problem, especially for Lego anyway. You can only make little video shorts, so I'm basically just doing little clips of like my city or a build I'm working on or things like that, just to kind of reference. Whereas YouTube, like Greg was saying, I enjoy YouTube just exactly like what he said. I enjoy YouTube because it is a learning tool, is how I actually look at YouTube. So I definitely enjoy YouTube better, and I didn't put my 1x2. Where did it go? But if you're just looking for a really quick yuck, TikTok is a cool place to go. And I'm just trying to skim through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Neezy says he's still locked in on the under a year. I still say it'll be over a year before I even get close to you, Easy. And no, I will not keep the fire escape. I hate it. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool idea, cool plan, cool look. My issue with it is, I don't know, the gray, and holy crap. Hey, Jason Vincent, how are you, buddy? He says, you are amazing with a $20 donation, and that is awesome of you. Thank you so much, Jason. I really appreciate that. Glad to see you, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. But what I was going to say about the fire escape is, to me, the red pops a little too much on the building. And I am kind of stuck with wanting to do earth tones on buildings, I'll be the first to admit. But if I was going to do a fire escape on it, red would not be the color of choice. I personally would have used either dark gray, black, or brown for the fire escape for the building. But that to me is the first thing that's going to go, because with a skyscraper, which when I modify it, it's going to be a skyscraper. For a skyscraper, there is no fire escape. And that is my reasoning for why I'm going to be eliminating that portion of it. No other reason at all, just because, like I said, a skyscraper does not have a fire escape. They're too tall of a building, and that's what I'm considering it to be, is a skyscraper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, I agree with you. The fire escape just it draws away from the building. That's a really good way to put it. And yes, I do have, because I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I even have a Reddit. What other media do I have? I have Twitch. I have this, obviously YouTube. I'm trying to do any and all avenues of social media. But let me tell you, it can be a little overwhelming and hard at times to try and keep up with it all. 1, 2, 3. But my primary favorite place to go is still YouTube. And I will personally always be staying here. But I look at all the other social medias that are available. And I forgot to put the bottom piece on. I look at all the different social medias as basically a good way to advertise my YouTube and get the word out. But it's also a good way just to post simple things. So there are advantages to other social medias. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The honeydew list? Who said that? Did Jason say he had to do the honeydew list? And yes, Jason did. Jason said, just taking a break from the honeydew list, from the housework, and thought you'd jump on and say hello. And again, thank you so much for that, Jason. I appreciate it. I'm curious, are you guys having the heat wave where you are at as well, Jason? 3, 4. Let's say I don't have a honeydew list today, at least that I'm aware of. The wife did come out and flag me a little bit ago, but I'm trying to work through. There's always a honeydew list. That's part of being married. There's always something that they want you to do for them. Take care of in the house, fix, cut the grass, whatever it is. But I have to say, though, my wife is really cool because she doesn't mess with me too much with the honeydews. 1, 2, 3. Which is why I'm usually able to make videos and other silly things all day. She does a lot more than she needs to. Kevin says it's 30 degrees Celsius right now. Is that hot? Because I am used to Fahrenheit, so I'm not exactly certain on that. I'm with you, Mike. That would be awesome if you could create something like that. I would sign up for it. And there we go. Like I said, I am not sure about Celsius, so that is just a pure guess on my behalf. I'm going to guess, because I forget what you multiply it by to get the temperature. So we've had a lot of rain here. Actually, though, because it was supposed to have some severe thunderstorms here, Jay, and we didn't get them last night. It was extremely muggy. I mean, it was 11 o'clock at night, and it was still 82 degrees outside and muggy. It felt like a summer day outside last night, but it never rained, at least that I saw. I didn't even see any lightning like they were originally talking. So all these horrible storms that they were talking about that were supposed to hit here, we've been getting a lot of the added heat, and we have gotten a lot of rain over the last couple days, but we didn't last night, and so far it's a beautiful sunny day outside today. I don't think we're going to get it today either, but we were supposed to have a lot of rain today also. And that would be cool. Gamer says he's building the battle from Infinity Wars. That's very hot, Kevin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $77 degrees. To me, that's a beautiful day. That's like a picnic type of day. Greg says 86 and humid in Rhode Island. And yes, if 37 degrees is like 98, that's a nasty day. That's a stay indoors kind of day. I know I think I said this earlier in the stream. Dave Morgan, which is one of my other members, he said where he's at, it is 114 degrees today. And I thought, holy cow! I almost wonder, would the air conditioning even work on temperatures that nuts to keep your house cool? Keep that way. And now let's get this capped and together. That's the one thing I will say about this build. The way that they did these windows, they're actually kind of the weak link in the build. I love how it looks, but I don't know. Well, once it's locked in, it's not bad. I was just looking at it and thinking of the aspect of how could I possibly strengthen it a little bit, because that's just it's awful flimsy on the sides. And we need to put that back there. Oh, I didn't want to do one set of windows. And yes, it does seem that there's a huge heat mass, bubble, whatever you want to call it. And Jason Vincent, dude, thank you so much. He says, I suppose I should get back at it. Got to get this done and get ready for work. Tomorrow, enjoy the work on the Daily Bugle and have fun, my friends. And thank you again so much, Jason Vincent. I really appreciate that. And hopefully you're able to get your honeydew list done. And hopefully we'll talk to you soon, buddy. And thanks again, my friend. Kevin says AC works great, just overtime. That's all. Okay, so it's just you can expect an extremely insane bill is what it is. And Guy says it's going to be 100 degrees in his town over the next couple of days. 2, 3, 4, 5. Al says the power grid in Alberta's been upgraded. I don't remember the last outage. We have outages here all the time. It's generally not because of the power plant, though. Generally here what's happening is because where I live, it's very rural. And now I'll be damned. Pardon my French. I haven't seen that in a long time. I have a damaged Lego piece. And this is all brand new out of the box. Just showing you, it's got a little crease in the middle of it. And I just opened the bag that way. It's rare when I see that. Usually you don't see that with Lego. I'm going to try and use it anyway. It'll click, so I'm going to keep it. But it's rare to see it. It's not too unsightly, but you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and run with it. It's odd to me when I see that because it's so rare that you see that from Lego. Because they have a insane quality control department. Anyway, as far as the power grid, like I was saying, we don't have power grid problems here. The problem that we have here is all the trees. There are so many trees that the power lines and everything are running through to get to everybody. That get that there. That to get to you, or to get to anybody for that matter, it takes quite a bit to get through everything. And did I... Nope, those are just the little extras. Looking cool so far. The next box I'm going to assume is going to be the railroad track pieces. And Kyle Dunbar, thank you so much. That was very kind of you, my friend. Kyle just donated $1. And again, thank you so much, buddy. Al Wheeler says in my area, it's still above ground power lines, still above ground power lines, 1970s bungalows. Where I'm at, it's all still above ground too. But I'm out in the sticks. And most of the power lines are running through farmers' fields, so they're easily accessible. And when there's a problem, all you got to do is drive down the street, and you can immediately see where the poles are down. Anyway, let me get bag number 8. This is the fun bag because this is where we put all of our greebling back on. And at bag number 8, I'm going to say we are halfway through the build. And the reason I say halfway is there are a total of 16 numbers in the bags. So I am presuming, being we're on 8, we are at the halfway point. And thank you so much, Brick Sargent. That was very kind of you. Brick Sargent just donated $1.99. And says coming soon. Kevin says we went to Vegas in 2018. The speedway, it hit 110 degrees Fahrenheit at 10 a.m. By the end of the race, it was 120. And holy crap, I cannot imagine sitting in those temperatures. Anytime I've ever been to Vegas, it was always in the winter months or in the spring. So I was never there in the extreme heat. I didn't want to go there in the extreme heat because I just thought, oh my God, I bet you can't breathe there. At least that was my feeling on it anyway. And that's why I've never been to Vegas in the summer. But I can imagine it's probably unbearable. But all those casinos I know are running air conditioning 24/7 to try and keep everybody nice and cool and at their tables to gamble. But also, to be fair, Vegas is in the middle of a desert, so it is to be expected for that place to be crazy hot. And I need that piece. Liking this set. Another awesome minifig. That's the one out of bag number 8 now. Just showing you guys. Guy says, Kevin, it's always hot in Vegas. That's why I live in northern Nevada, and I do not blame you. That's why I said Vegas, I mean, it's the middle of a desert, so it is going to be a hot place. And let's get that there, get these here, Just trying to do a quick little bit of sorting, so that way I'm kind of doing in order. Easy to find the parts. There's that. Now I need these guys. So let's get those out of there, just so it's easier for me to grab stuff. We got an extra whip. That should be sorted enough, I think. So anyway, we got that. Let's go with a 6. Go with a 1, 3, an 8. Oops, I already did the corner. 3, 8, 6, corner. 6, 1. You get snow in Nevada? Well, in northern Nevada, I guess you would because of the mountains. Correct me if I'm wrong. Red Rock Canyon, wouldn't that be northern Nevada? Because I remember going there once, and man, was it a beautiful place. Very cool. Just very scenic. They have that little, it's like an old western town where you can go gamble, of course, like you can everywhere down there. But I really thought that was a really pretty place too. Mid-September was 110. That's nuts. 134 in California. That is probably why they get so many fires. Because that's crazy. But I can see why they get so many wildfires in California with the heat that they have, because I'm sure it just dries everything right out extremely fast. At least that's always been my thought as to why they have so many fires there. Get that. And I just dropped another piece. And where did it go? There it is. See if I can grab it without destroying everything. There we go. Greg says, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Greg. Just trying to send a little thank you and hello to let you guys know I am still paying attention. Now I gotta do 8, 3. And for those that are interested in my rebrickable page, like what Greg was just stating, I should have, hopefully, my White Castle posted today. But you will see a lot of the other great mocks that I've already built, like Burger King, McDonald's, or not Burger King, that's another one I plan on doing. McDonald's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. I'm going to do a Waffle House next, I think, too, is another one that I intend on doing. The reason I want to do a Waffle House is because if you go on, first of all, Kip Hoffman, one of my members, showed me an awesome picture of one. So that's got me wanting to do it. Another friend of mine, Dave Hart, made a really cool one. And what it is if you go on Amazon, they sell these big yellow letters, of which I have. I don't have them handy to show you though. But they sell these big yellow letters, and it's perfect for making a Waffle House mock, because if you've ever seen a Waffle House, the top of the building has a Waffle House spelled out in those great big letters. And ever since I bought those letters, I've been dying to build a Waffle House just to use them in that mock. So that is another mock I intend on building and listing, available on my Rebrickable page. Get that there. Let's do this one. That, and then we got to do one more. There he is. And now we have to start putting all these railroad tied pieces on. And again, that's why I say you really don't, the way that they built it, they put all these pieces in here. To me personally, you don't need all those pieces for this. You could just put one on the top, one on the bottom, or whatever, and that would hold the railroad track on just fine. That's personally how I would build it. That's probably how I'm going to build it when I actually rip this apart and start modifying it. So that is a way for you to get a bunch of really nice snot pieces if you own this set, is to steal those parts off this particular set. And the problem with putting these on after, I should have known better, is the wall wants to buckle as you're putting them on, so you kind of got to make sure you get your hand on the inside, otherwise the wall's going to push in on you because it's kind of soft. Now the corners, it's not as critical. But to me, this was a very classy, very cool way to add some greebling to this building. At least I'm impressed with them using it. And I'm very thankful they brought this piece back, because I love that part. When I was a kid, the only way you could get that part was in blue. And Guy says Red Rock Canyon is near Vegas, not near me. Okay. And somebody must have been leaving. I missed who it was. Death Valley's hot. Oh, Kevin's leaving. Take care, Kevin. We will see you soon, my friend. Paul Roos says work's done, so I thought I would pop in for a bit. Awesome. And by Paul saying that the work is done, that means that White Castle should now be available on my Rebrickable. Just wanted to say that, because we were just talking about that a few minutes ago. And thank you, Paul. At least I'm hoping that's what you're meaning by work is done. Because I know we were talking about that a little earlier today. And that means I got to get on the ball now, and I got to get my video posted. So now Paul is pushing the whip on me. Turnabout is fair play though, right, Paul? And that piece, and this one, and one more in the corner. 5. It says 5. I only see 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that is 5. Okay. And then 4. Now 3. Come on. Come out wherever you are. Why do I not see any? Oh, they're there. So why don't I see any 1x3 bricks? But I need to open my eyes is the problem. Those go there, those go there. I don't really understand why they went with dark gray either in here. To me, which they made the wall on the inside thicker, so I guess I can kind of understand that. But to me, it would have made sense to make those light blue gray as well. Just my thoughts and feelings on it, and I have a ton of light blue gray, so I might even swap those out just so I can have some dark blue gray of that piece. But again, I won't do that until after I have actually built the building. I'm sure it's fine if you want. I'm going to be ending the live stream here as soon as I finish this bag. So if you want to put it up now, go ahead. And if I see a mistake, I will notify you, Paul. Entirely up to you. I don't care either way. Yes, those are the old railroad piece. They brought them back. They actually brought this piece back. Excuse me. They actually brought this piece back for the Crocodile train set, but now they're using them in this set as well. But that is exactly what that is the old train track piece. That's what gives you that greebling of the front of the building. And I thought that was a very unique way to add some greebling to the building. Some people have complained about it, but I personally like it. I think it's cool. Guy says, cool, I love White Castle. Thank you, I appreciate that. And without Paul, I would not be able to sell my instructions. He is my instruction man, so I have to give him kudos. And that it's very cool, isn't it? That they brought that piece back from the grave. That's why it cracks me up on a lot of different sets. I'll give you an example. The Greengrocer. I'll give you another example. The Corner Cafe. How expensive those sets are. Now, the Corner Cafe, I don't ever expect the pieces that keep that set so highly priced ever coming back. But with the Greengrocer, all it's going to take is them to make one set to make the 56 1x2 green bricks with that little indentation on them, and that set will then suddenly drop like a rock in value. That set originally was a lot higher for resale for a long time because that was one of the only sets that actually had that particular color green, and then they started making the green bricks again. And yes, Paul does crush it. So, but the point I was going to get at though is with like the Greengrocer, for example, is at some point they are going to re-release that green part again in another set, and when that happens, you can guarantee the value of that set is going to fall like a rock, and then all these people that were overcharging for the resale of it are going to be a little upset, or actually the people that were overpaying will probably be the ones that will be upset. Just my thoughts, my opinion anyway. And that's going to go there, and there, and a 2. That's another new piece. This is a 3-way instead of a 4-way for that piece. They've really been adding a lot of odd numbered pieces lately. So now we got 3x3 tiles. We have that what I just showed you as a 1x3 tile. Very cool. And yes, I do fully intend on Bevanizing this at a later date. Guy says he did the mock cafe a while back. Rob says, wonder if there was enough rail pieces in the Croc set to make an additional floor for the Bugle. Honestly, not sure. What I did is I just ordered, I think it was 240 additional railroad tie pieces. Hold on one second, because they arrived a couple days ago. So, because I already intend on Bevanizing that building. So here was my additional order of railroad pieces. And I ordered those specifically so I could go nuts on this building. Everybody knows I already bought 2 sets of this building, but then I bought 200 and whatever it was of these to go with the size that I'm going for. And then on top of these, I'm still waiting on them. I ordered 1,000 extra of these. And what are you asking? What is this about Prius? I hope I'm saying that correctly. The building is the Daily Bugle. And I see Greg also answered that as well. That is a small order for me, Easy. At least I think it's a small order anyway. I know to other people that might not be, but I think it's a small order. Because normally, I mean, if I could have, if they hadn't, because unfortunately the only way you can get these is through Bricks and Pieces. And they have a limit of 200. So actually that's what that should be, is 200. I'm debating on buying another 200 of them though, because I'm honestly not sure how many of those I'm actually going to need. And Ned B, hey, thank you so much. I hope your work on the deck is going well today, buddy. And thank you so much for popping in. And thank you so much for the $1.99 donation as well, my friend. And yes, just a small batch, Rob. Absolutely. At least in my opinion, it's a small batch. But like I said, I might order another 200 just to be on the safe side, because I'm totally guessing at how many I'm actually going to need to physically do everything that I have in my head anyway to do to this building. So I have what I call high hopes for the building. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to make sure I get all my ducks in a row real quick. Bear with me. 2, 3. And I will come back to the comments momentarily. 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now I can start stacking all my windows. And hey, Rave319, how you doing? I am trying to ramp up how often I do my live streams, so hopefully they won't be as hard to catch in the future. I took a break for a while, and I got caught up on most of the things I wanted to get caught up on. I do still have my yard that I have to maintain as far as grass and things like that, so I won't get back into a heavy schedule of live streaming until a later date. But I am trying to slowly ramp myself back up. And hey, how are you doing, Disco Chicken Nugget? I hope you're having a great day, my friend. That's probably not a bad idea. They were still in stock the last time I looked. And like I said, I know I got 200, so I know I'm good to start with it anyway. 1, 2, 3. But I do want to get to order more, just in case. Because once I start to go with a building, if I just kind of go with whatever direction it takes me, and if I feel it's taking me to go big, then I go big, and if it tells me to go small, I'll go small. I just kind of run with however it feels. But I want this to be at least similar in size, just to show you. I want it to be at least close to similar in height as that portion of the Avengers Tower. Keep in mind, my Avengers Tower still needs the base added, but I don't want to pass the size of that building. I would just like to match the existing size of the Daily Bugle, of the Avengers Tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am trying to. That does not, so I need 6. 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the thing that's cool about this build, is it's just a very repetitive build. And for anybody that's never built a skyscraper, building this particular set will give you a good taste, because I don't care what skyscraper you want to build. That is all they all are, is a very, very, very repetitious build. In order to make a very tall skyscraper, it's just a matter of basically duplicating one floor a multitude of times. Can I speak German? No, I cannot. About the only thing I can say is Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Guten Tag, and I'm trying to think if I remember any other names or words. But that's about as much German as I could speak, unfortunately. I am not multilingual. I barely speak English, to be perfectly honest with you. I'll be the first to admit that I am horrible at my own language. English was my absolute worst subject in school. And I thought, I can barely pass English. I sure as heck wasn't going to take on another foreign language because I would just butcher it. And really the big thing with speaking a different language is being able to have someone that you can speak it to. Because I don't care what language you learn, if you don't have somebody you can practice it with that can speak it with you, you're gonna forget about it fairly quickly, as practice makes perfect. And if you don't have practice, you're not going to be perfect. I am trying to lock together the top of this build, and that does not go there. There's a lot of 1x3s in this building. Now I totally understand why those were on the pick-a-brick wall. Because they have a surplus of them, obviously. And that is not right. That goes there, and then that goes there. Now these are probably going to go like this. So I am going to put them on while I got the wall down. So it makes them easier to apply. If I can get it on. At least I think that's it. Now, or I might have screwed the pooch on that one. Nope, I did it right. I'm putting them on the right way. That's awesome that it's a good day so far, my friend. I'm actually surprised how low the numbers are for the live stream today. I would have thought they would have been higher. Usually the weekends used to be the best streams, as far as attendance anyway. And we'll get that guy on. Now we got to put those on. And I guess I am wrong. Dropping my railroad pieces. And there's that. So that gives you that portion of the building. Guy says, I am too, Daryl. Not sure what you are too about. Oh, that you're doing good? I'm hoping that's what you meant anyway. Let's, ooh, I need this guy and this guy. I have to say, I like this little marquee thing they made up. And now that makes sense why they have you do those pieces. And now I just got a ton of stickers that I need to apply. And then that is that portion of the building. So let's get our sticker sheet over here, and give me a second while I try and get some of these applied. So there's one. Now we got to do the big one. I like that. And now I got one more on the end. And there we go. Now we can pop that guy on this. Look at that. And now let's put it on the building and see how it looks, guys. So we are getting there. Like I said, we are only halfway through the build though. So now this goes here. And this is going to go here. Already looking like a very cool building, I have to say. Again though, this is going to go bye-bye when I actually physically go to modify it. I like the idea, but I'm not going to use it. The rest of the building will be used though. And hello to Utah and a chip off the old block. Thank you so much for hanging in there. And thank you so much for posting that, Paul. I am going to probably, actually I am going to end the live stream here. And what I'm going to do, because like you just showed, the rebrickable is available now. So I will get that posted, that video made and posted so everybody knows it's available. Because I know that's something that a lot of people have been asking me about, when that's going to be available. And I want to make sure everybody knows, like you just seen firsthand here in the live stream, that my rebrickable mock instructions are now available for sale. And thank you again so much, Paul, for that awesome work that you do. But anyway, though, like I said, I do need to go eat, and I do need to do a few other things, and I need to get that video posted. So I'm going to stop here and roll that beautiful bean footage and give everybody a very special thank you that was able to support the stream. And I want to thank everybody that was able to come here and watch the stream today. So with that being said, I want to give a very special thanks to my super chat donators, which was Brick Sargent, Pleo, Jason Vincent, Kyle Dunbar, and Ned B. Lego City. Again, thank you so much, guys. I totally appreciate that, because without the donations from guys like you, I would not continually try and strive to do what I do. So for all my Funny Farm guys, we will see you in the Funny Farm here in a little bit. And hopefully we'll talk to you guys all soon. Enjoy that beautiful bean footage. And as always, thank you for coming to Bevan's Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and